Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours, and we are jumping into a traditional best of 3 cube draft on MTG Arena. The Sweatsuit Invitational is cube this week, which is why I'm playing cube. I don't typically like to play cube competitively. I like to typically try to play cube for fun, but I'm going to be playing it competitively. So that seems like we should probably try to get in for the best decks that we can get. And it seems like the easiest to win with decks in Cube are to try to go with mono red, mono white, if at all possible. And if not, default to something that at least has early interaction. So this has me somewhat interested in seeing if we can take Magda here and see where we might be able to go with that. It's important to note that there's essentially no wrong picks in Cube, and taking lands are good too. Like, all of the cards in Cube are good. There is no 100% correct pick out of any Cube pack, which is often why I don't like playing it and streaming it. Because kind of my big deal, and Orcish is saying there's an Icy Manipulator, correct? Like, any of these cards are justifiable. But a lot of the content that I make is basically me explaining to you why you should take this card out of the pack. And I really can't do that in Cube, right? Because it's all about what you want to play and how you want to do it. And that is one thing I like a lot about Cube, is I can kind of try to go in a lot of different directions and build a potentially very fun deck. But one of the things that I don't like about it is there just legitimately isn't a correct pick. Now, since I'm trying to go competitively, I'm kind of interested in the Grim Lavamancer here. I briefly scanned through the list, and it looked like there was enough red 1-drops that you could probably get 4 if it's open. Yeah, we could take Devil's Play, we could take Chandra, we could go in a completely different direction and take the like any of these cards. Again, it's Cube, they're all good. I'm going to take the Lavamancer and see if this is open. If it's not, we'll move along, but apparently I need to practice for competitive Cube. What's up, John? So with that in mind, we're going to try to draft this sort of stuff. Oh man, Oketra's Monument is one of the best pieces for mono white aggro that exists. It's kind of absurd, kind of good and all this stuff. That said, I also really like the Shield Breaker and the Channeler and even Leyline Tyrant as top end. If you want to post stuff like that, Cole, you can put it in my Discord. !Discord will get you there. And you can post pictures of decks in the Magic discussion channel, talk about them, anything you want to do. I don't know. If we're going to try to force mono red, I think we try to force mono red. I'm going to take the Tyrant and see if either of these two wheel. Oh, man, there's an Angel of Invention, which is really good. And I'm not seeing like amazing red pieces here. Like, you can play a Pillar of Flame. It's okay. It's kind of like a bad shock, right? Because it's sorcery speed. We could play Shatter Skull Smashing. Just play that as a land. I'm trying to figure out if there's a chance I need to shift into white-based aggro decks, but I'm going to try to continue to force this. Mono red is typically very good in Cube. And that's one of again, Cube is not my favorite format. I like doing a Cube now and then, but usually what I like to do is jump into a Cube and try to build some sort of silly deck. Okay, never mind, we're open, we're good, let's just go, go, go. Whereas when I'm playing Cube competitively, I'll typically try to, again, go into white or red aggro, build a monocolor deck, and just try to run the table. Generally speaking, that's correct, Wallet, but at the seat we're in, apparently mono white and mono red are open, which is great. We'll just do that. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of competitive Cube, but since there is a competitive Cube event coming up, let's prepare for it. And there might be people watching either on Twitch or on YouTube who want to know how to win at Cube. So here you go. This is how you win. Maybe we'll do some other Cube videos for the YouTubes as we go along and just look at trying to do silly fun things. Because I think that's more fun, and that's what I'm looking for out of Cube. I'm of the opinion that Cube is best enjoyed with a group of friends Fire with fire is okay. We consider the sweatsuit competitive? Yes, that is why I'm getting ready for competitive cube. Fun police gets the wins. The lanes are way more open in cube. It's not that the lanes are way more open in cube, Boom. It's that every single card in the cube is a really good card. It is a group of friends, but it's also a group of friends that are all competitive Magic players and want to win, right? Let's say if I have John, Marty, and Dave over and we do cube sealed. I've actually done that at Marty's house with Kenji and a bunch of other people, and it was great fun, but we weren't trying to beat each other. We were having some drinks and we were playing some Magic, and it was a good time. That was a way different experience than like getting together and trying to beat each other like for prizes and cash and stuff. I don't think I'm interested in looking in anything like this. Hey, Courtney, thank you for the resub.
I never heard of Lolo.
Thank you. I could take the Chandra. I don't know that we play it. But we could. Y'all spam some cats for Courtney. Thank you very much. So I really don't want to look at playing another color. I suppose if I did, having a cycling land isn't a bad thing. Those lands are going around pretty late by my estimation. The one thing, so this was our opening pack, and I was going to say the one thing that we don't have that I'd like is a little bit of burn, because we've kind of got like creatures set up pretty well, but we don't have the burn. So this Skewer the Critics wheeling is actually pretty amazing for us. I do need like 2 more red 1-drops. Ruin Blaster wheeling's pretty dang good for us, because this will be super annoying in cube. Can take somebody off of a splash color. There's another 2-drop that's wheeled for us, and it's one that can potentially get us through land flood problems. Again, it looks like white is also open here if we're just looking for that. Chandra's in the maybe pile. Pillar of Flame even wheeled. So this is looking great so far. I guess I want the mono white player to keep drafting mono white, so sure. Yeah, it's all of those things, Wallet. I consider it a competitive event and treat it like one. We didn't get any cats spammed for Corny. Come on, y'all. I ain't been gone that long. Y'all remember how to do this. You click on the cats. Spam cats as well. But yeah, I want to win. That said, like, I'm not upset when I lose, but I go into it with the idea that I'd like to win this event. And some people will treat it more competitively than others, but like that's my goal as I'm going in. What does this thing do? That's decent top end. I remember this because like you just play it, draw cards, which is cool. But I don't really need top end. What I need is something like this. Because like I've already got the Leyline Tyrant and I've got a 5-drop. I've got 2 5-drops we could play. That's not what I'm looking for in this deck. It's not mono red aggro when you're like, let's cast a bunch of 5-drops. It's mono red aggro when you're like, I have pressure on turn 1. So with this pick, if we take the Courier, there's a possibility we wheel the Daredevil, potentially the Alchemist, which we could play, or the Ox. And I guess we could even throw Karn in this deck, but I probably wouldn't want to. Oh, save me, Raptor Jesus. Is there anything? There's nothing else you could possibly want out of this pack, right? Raptor Jesus died for our sins and got banned. And yet, we can still play Raptor Jesus. Oh, it's like Easter all over again. So there is no red card for us here, which is sad. Very sad. It is unlikely we will play any of these. I don't remember this doing anything, right? It like lets you futz with graveyards. I don't think we'd play any of this. I can take the Colligan's Command as a potential sideboard card. Well, this was so open in the first pack Houdini, that I suspect we can still get to mono red. But if we have to, Colligan's Command is usually worth Z-Splash. Because it does something late, right? You can draw one of your creatures, blow up an artifact, get a shock. So there's a Dargon Master Outcast who's not bad. There's a Lightning Helix, which is fine, but again, I'm not looking to play 2 colors. It's weird because, like, I don't want to get to sit 6 lands. This isn't really the 1-drop that I want for this deck, but it's the 1-drop I'm being offered, so we take it. It is something they have to deal with. Yeah, it's again looking like white's a little more open here, but that's kind of okay. I'm going to take the Surveyor here. It is unlikely that we play it. But if we end up needing to play Colligan's Command or splashing a Boros card... Hey, what's up, Reckoner?
Your vacation year.
Yo, vacation was good. It was very good to see my family and meet my nephew. If I end up needing to splash, I could play this thing. It does look like red is drying up pretty bad here. But we're not that far away from a deck. So it may mean that, like, one of these 2 players is trying mono red too. But we know that, like, at least this batch wasn't. So I can get them and keep going. I'll again just take a cycling land. This gives us options to splash green, black, whatever we want. Lorehold Command is pretty freaking good. Might that be worth a splash? Yeah, I literally never met my nephew. He was born after the quarantine started. That's at least worth thinking about splashing. Although it's, again, top end. That's not really what I'm wanting to do, but it's at least worth thinking about splashing. You're kind of not. Terramorphic Expanse would turn on that splash. So I think we take the Terramorphic Expanse and consider that maybe we're going to have to play another color. Domri's not crazy. Maybe we were just grueling it all along. Because we are going to play creatures, and this is an anthem for those creatures. This is at least worth thinking about. I mean, what if we did this? This actually looks pretty good to me. Hi, what's up, Nicholas? Vacation was very good. How you liking the short hair, Reckoner? I could see citing in an act of treason. Yeah, it's really comfortable. That was the thing. I felt like I looked stupid, and kind of still do, but I also felt like I looked stupid before, and I kind of did. That said, this is just way more comfortable. I think the main thing I'm looking for now is maybe ideally 2 more burn spells, another 1-drop, and another 2-drop. I don't want to play much green if we're going to splash the green, but these 2 seem like they're worth splashing for. And like we've got the resources to do it, and we've even got like an extra dual land. The tap lands will kind of mess us up a little bit. Yeah, but your hairline is mostly intact, John, whereas can't really say that for me. You could even play Heroic Intervention in this to an extent. It's kind of like a negate. All right, so not much in this pack for us. Usually I get excited on seeing cards like Sky Sovereign, that sort of thing, but they're just not here for us. I don't think there's even realistically a card we'd play other than maybe the Resilient Kenra. Would this deck want a Sky Boat? I know you want a skyboat. The question is, does this deck want a skyboat? Because I was planning on being considerably more aggressive than skyboat. I don't want to play the green. I think Tommy's got a point, though. It's better to speculate on this and see if I end up having to go green. Because if I don't, I'm not missing anything from there. And if I do, this would be freaking awesome to have. All right, well, Anax is just doing what we want to do. I don't. Grim Lavamancer is another one of the one drops that we'd normally be interested in, but our spell count is pretty bloody low. So I think we're going to take Anax and see again how we can push this. We're going to end up having to play the green. Because I don't think I want Lightning Axe. I don't think we'd be looking to play Waking the Trolls. I was thinking at max this would have 16 lands, counting these two. Because again, I'd like to be really low on the green count, but I'm not entirely sure that I can be. I guess we could still play the Chandra and Obosh at the top end. Because, like, what are we even taking here? I guess Dragon's Guard Elite. Yeah, it probably is time to say goodbye to that and move along, which I can do. This thing's absurd, but, like, we're not casting that. I think we're going to have to accept that we're playing... we're going to play a decent amount of green cards, grab this Craig, and start looking at playing probably the Elite. Where did it go? It's disappeared. No, it's here. Probably the Elite, probably considering the Skyship at the top end. Although there's a Banneret. This is still doable. Because, like, this looks pretty dang good. Castle Embrith is okay. Inscription of Abundance was typically okay, too. What's up, Calc? Like, this isn't the one drop you want to be playing, but you could be. I don't know how much I want this one drop. I want it, but I think I'd like to have this castle. Toski? Toski's interesting. Pernicious Mirror's somewhat interesting, too. I don't really know how much I can get done with Toski, but I'm willing to give him a go. Soulscar Mage looks pretty good. Our removal suite looks kind of like garbage, but that's okay. We're going to kill people with creatures. That kind of makes me not want to play something like the Dragon's Guard Elite. I think so too, Tommy. Well, sure, there's plenty of stuff we want to copy with the Helm, but I don't think we really have the ability to play it. This Kenra Wield, and I can probably play that. I'd like it over the Dragon's Guard Elite because it has an immediate effect when I play it, in that if it can enable a tag that I didn't already have, which I like. Lavamancer doesn't look good here, and it's something to do later, because, like, I'm never enabling it. It's just a 1-mana 1/2. Maybe there's a fight where I want to side in Waking the Trolls. It would surprise me. Yeah, we don't have enough food for that, right? Sure. We kind of got cut off of that. Wildest Dreams is not crazy. What does this do? It's a 6-mana 6/6 trample that mutates for 3. I can destroy a non-creature token. I don't think I want that, but I might. Burgy Wield. Okay, I'll play that. I love Bag of Holding, but I probably shouldn't play it here. Okay, this is interesting. I felt like there was a card. Yeah, this guy snuck in and I didn't want that, which means we're probably playing the Chandra. I kind of wanted to run 16 lands with this because I think the fixing is certainly good enough. Is there anything else that's worth playing? I suspect we could crew this skyship. Did you have to watch young, attractive people play Magic, Andy? It must have been terrible. We could also sort of consider... that's more of a size board. Obosh doesn't seem awful either, but it's mostly... I guess this is kind of a 6/5, and it buffs my odd casting cost, so all of these would do a little bit more, right? It's like it makes Fight Fire with Fire a little better. It does make the 1-drops connect for a little more. Hey, what's up, Jacques? Yeah, it makes the Banneret hit a little harder, too. We're trying to decide on our last card. This is indeed Cube. Vacation was very good. It was really good to see my family. I mean, we could also just play the flagship. I could also just cut out... Oh, this is still too many lands. I've actually got room for a bunch of stuff. Because it's counting these as spells, and I don't want them to count as spells. So that makes this easy. I'll just play... I'll play Obosh. No, I don't want to select it as a companion. I want to just put it in the deck. I'll just play these as lands. So we can kind of have the advantage of a 15 land deck and a 17 land deck. So I'll just play 17. I can get behind that. I don't think I actually need that many green sources, right? Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. And then that would leave me room for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 green. I don't think this deck would want to play Truck Sauce. I can't keep a hand without red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 6 green sources. That seems like plenty to me. What are we saying no stop to? What's wrong with Stranger Things Secret Lair? That's cool. It's not for me, but they'll eventually get to the ones that are for me. What's up, Breed Snake? It's good to be back. All right, so it's important to confuse... Well, I was going to say it's important to confuse your opponents, but I've got these cool Samet sleeves. Let's play them. Afternoon, Bang Geek. I probably won't buy a Secret Lair, but when they do the Warhammer stuff, I'm probably going to buy whatever that is, even if it's a commander deck. That's like one of the few things I would like super be interested in. All right, let's jump in here and do the gameplay for this. Oh, we got to do our Stream Raiders battle. Let's kill these dinosaurs, I guess. Get wrecked, nerds. I don't think those 2 paladins are going to have a really good time down there. That thing does heal a good bit when it chomps somebody. Game over, man. Me with the kills, Orcish with the assists. Rewards for Nexus, Boom, and Wee Wizard. Look at all the stuff I got. All right, this should be an actual real fight. Yeah, we're going to have to get over there and get them eggs. All right, let's battle. So this was kind of an example of going for something super aggressive and getting a little bit hated out, which I expect would happen. Like, there should be multiple people at the tables going for these aggro decks. I know it stands for Wisconsin Wizard, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, but Wee Wizard just makes me giggle. All right, so this is basically none of our early game, all of our top end. I think you still keep this with the idea that if we draw a 1 or a 2, we're happy. If they're aggressive, we're happy. And otherwise, we could just go Leyline Tyrant into Toski into Flagship. So if we're happy drawing 1 and 2 drops, and we're happy drawing lands, that seems like a fair place to be. Go get him, buddy. Okay. Sadly, nothing this turn, but that's all right. Gotta shake that earth, yo. That's kind of just perfect, isn't it? Raptor Jesus has some thoughts for you. Now they have to kill Raptor Jesus while they're still taking 2 damage. They're trying to hold on. So I can just fight that and it's gone, but I don't really need to fight it right now. What do we want to do? Because I can Leyline Tyrant, and if they don't kill it, I'll basically win shortly. I could play Toski, but I don't really need more cards. I think that means we just play the Leyline Tyrant. It should be working. I do not have it up right now because I restarted my computer, so my apologies. CBL is not going, but it will be shortly. Yeah, I had it on, but I had to restart because we kept crashing this morning. So that's kind of what you're looking to do when you were running an aggressive deck. What's up, Ishtari? Thank you for the resub.
Sem hi.
They'll spam some cats for Ishtari. So we don't really know what they're doing, except that it's something aggressive adjacent. It's something rampy. We're the aggressor. They are the rampy person. Sorry, getting CBL up and running too. On the draw, something like Act of Treason could be quite interesting here. I think that could be an incredibly good addition. Yeah, I think I might be more interested in that than Chandra. Okay, CBL should be up now. You may need to refresh. That seems fine to me. Let's give that a go. I don't know what Untapped does. I'm not familiar with it. Is it somehow better than CBL? I'll look into it. All right, so if I play the Banneret first, like next turn I'm attacking with the Courier, right? But I'm not pumping the Banneret. So why would I not just attack with the Courier now? Then play the Banneret, then next turn attack with both and Mentor onto it. I mean, I think you just Courier first. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem. So currently we could just pump this, swing with both, and see what they do. I'm not opposed to that. I don't really need to use this on that yet, right? Yeah, I don't think so. That's unfortunate. We suspect they have more stuff is the reason I'm not wanting to fight it, and I know I'm going to be able to slam this down too. But we got stifled. We also know that they've got a 4/4 flyer in hand, so I feel like we could fight fire with fire that, and then have the console flagship to try to clean things up, and the banneret can actually crew it. So, you think I bolt the elite? I think that is horribly incorrect. So I don't care about my life total. We're interested in getting theirs to 0 as fast as possible. That's what we need to do. And we are currently not able to, like, we know they have a 4-mana 4/4. Like, the boat can take care of the elite. I mean, why would I not cast this into the Earthshaker Kinra? Presumably they're going to have a counterspell for something, so I'd rather cast 2 spells in that turn. Like, they're currently wanting to race the mono red deck. I like this plan from them. Now, if they've got another counterspell, they've actually got a great plan. Otherwise, they're in trouble. They're in danger. Yeah, okay, we lose now. Oop. Unless we top deck our Act of Treason, which would be pretty cool. No, it is lands for us. Okay, so I can hit for 4. I am required to chump block next turn. So we can do that and have, like, a shot at top decking an Act of Treason. That would still kill them if they flash this back. And we put an Act of Treason in the deck. So let's play towards our sideboard card coming up when we want it. I don't have to block it now. They can't even attack me. Holy carp. That worked out great. Well, I mean, they probably can. They shouldn't. All right, so this is 2 to pump, right? Each land is 1, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can make this lethal and they have to block it and they take 4. I mean, I think we just go to 1 and then see what we draw. So in this case, I would pump this enough that it buffs this dude. Which would be here, and swing. And if they don't block this, I'll pump it to lethal. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the plan would be to chump block with this and see if we draw our Act of Treason. I could even go fish for it, and if they got a removal spell, I'm dead, but yeah, that'll do it. I still think our shot was to try to get in the damage. The elite did eventually end up killing me, but I also drew a hell of a lot of lands. All I wanted to draw that game was Act of Treason, so I think I'd like to keep that in. Man, it feels weird to have a Bag of Holding in the sideboard. I love this card, but this deck just doesn't want that. Could play our own Dragon's Guard Elite and Heroic Intervention and Once Upon a Time and just mess up what our deck is doing. But I think on the play, I just want this. Hey, what's up, sir? Glad to be back.
Hey,
I missed
Sam's
y'all.
back.
I used to play. I used to work for Games Workshop, Grim. But these days I just appreciate the lore. I don't even really consume much of it anymore. I used to devour the novels they put out. Hey, look at that. That looks like a curve. What's up, Richard? How you been? Who's a good cat thing? You real good cat thing. Glad to hear it. Not glad to hear that you're allergic to pets. Glad to hear that Richard's been doing good. Like, is it hexproof? I don't like that. All right, fine. I'll do something next turn. Opponent has Pact of Negation. Okay. Oh, you attacking me? I like that. Trip was really good, Techno Shaman. My nephew is absolutely adorable. Like, that was... I cried my eyes out when we left because I missed my family. I think I made it out the door and then I started crying. But, like, it was good to see everybody. We took my dad fishing, and he had not gone fishing in years. But we loaded him up. We found a handicap fishing area. We got the portable oxygen and got him out there, and he had a blast. It was a good time. It was a good time. I got some mastery bubbles, eh? We're doing competitive cube, which again is not really my jam, but I do need to be kind of versed for it. Look, I got a prize. All right, I'm going to take a quick potty break, and I think I can pause my recordings again, which is cool, and then we'll play the next round. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if forcing something will work in the Sweatsuit Invitational, but I need to know what a good version of these decks look like walking in there so I'll know how to be able to beat them too. Also, somebody is going to have them on a red deck at each table. So it's a question of if you can get enough pieces of it and if the people around you are going to respect it or not. Because there's some people that just won't play mono red. Typically, I'm one of them. If you watch my cube videos from the past or you've watched me stream cube in the past, you know I'm usually not about forcing the aggressive decks. I might do it once in a while, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I mean, that's a start. We're either drawing more ones or twos. And worst case scenario, I'm pumping the Banneret. Yeah, the Sweatsuit is cube this week. which is why I'm doing cube today. I don't normally cube a lot, but I'm planning to cube today. Plan is to cube today and tomorrow, and then probably just go back to Strixhaven after that. This is mana only for creatures, right? No. So I could just cast Domri plus it, and then next turn cast Chandra. How important is that? I feel like I might rather just play the Ruin Blaster and hit him here, but because Ruin Blaster into Tyrant into Domri is pretty good too, but I think I like Domri here. We're actually going to look like some sort of weird control deck, or plain like Super Friends deck, but that's fine too. It's just giving him multiple crap to answer, and active planeswalkers are usually pretty good in this game we call Magic. Oh yeah, I'm excited about it. I do like competitive chaos. I'm sad I had to miss that one, but it was going off right while I was on vacation, and I would not give I would not give up that visit to my family. Joke's on you. I'm into that. Oh my. Okay, so what does this change? Because I can certainly Chandra. Can I Burgie first? No, but I think I'm pretty happy with Chandra here.
They can only punish you if they catch you.
I guess just a lot of planeswalkers for them to have to deal with. Who won last week? I think I saw Jim Davis won. I was looking at it on the Twitters. I mean, there you go. Welcome to Cube. The other thing to pay attention to in Cube, if you're watching on the YouTube and you're wanting to learn how to win, is even if what you're doing isn't super aggressive, make sure that you have cheap things in your deck, the low mana cost spells, right? And our opponent looks like they do. We've seen Royal Eruption, we've seen Boon of the Wishgiver, which you can at least cycle in the early game. The idea is there's plenty of crap in this cube to win with, right? Like there is tons of 5 mana, 6 mana win the game cards. You're going to get those. You don't have to go nuts picking those up early. What you do want to have is plenty of stuff to do on ideally turn 2, but turn 1 is really nice too. Yeah, it looks like they just hit the 4 lands and weren't able to play much with it, right? So it's possible they've just got too many expensive spells, and what the mono red and mono white aggro decks are looking to do is capitalize on that. So if you're not playing an aggressive deck, you still need to have a ton of stuff to do in the early game. And by stuff to do, I mean stuff that impacts the board, not like opt. Not saying that you can't play opt in a deck. You certainly can. There's going to be decks that are quite interested in it. But you need to have 1s and 2s that can block stuff, or incredibly cheap removal spells. And like if your opponent plays a Goblin Banneret on turn 1, you need to kill it. What did they foretell? Saw it coming. Yeah, there's pretty aggressive stuff in this one. Like I don't really know what they're playing, so I can't change much here. But like if you're not gonna draft the aggro deck, you need to be prepared to face the aggro deck. And I see a lot of people that are just like they have cube decks with 5, 6 drops in it with no ramp, and they're good 6 drops. But that's the thing about the cube; they're all good. Well, this looks great to me. Yeah, you can end up with 4-color Super Friends, which is, I mean, it's its own thing too. This is a great card for them to be playing against me. Because presumably what they're going to want to do with it is just block the banneret and just trade cards with me. They have card draw, and I have some too, but not quite as much as they do. I'd really like to get this Lavamancer in play too, but just getting the food in play for him is pretty nice as well. And we could go Kenra and Lavamancer next turn. We could potentially go Burgi into Kenra, into Lavamancer, into another 2-drop. Which is at least interesting to me. It's just a 2/1, right? Yeah. It does kind of mean I'm going to want this Lavamancer going sooner rather than later, because I'll need to kill this at some point, but it doesn't need to be right now. I'm a little concerned because we know they have counter spells, but I think since we're missing a land drop, I want to play Burgi here. Now, ideally, they don't kill it. That'd be swell. But if they do, we can still recover with the Kenra Lavamancer plan. That's an excellent sideboard card against me. That's going to be very difficult for us to deal with. Because this is just 6 life and a 5-butt blocker. Like I don't exactly know what we're gonna do about that. But we'll try and figure something out, I guess. So I can make Burgi a 5/5, which should get me an attack this turn. But like I ain't got much more attack-wise to do. I can't pump this high enough to do much of anything. So I think this is just Burgi going in. This is crew 1, so they could trade it for this and the shield breaker, or just trade it. But I'm A-okay with that. What's up, young Trogdor? Glad to be back. But like they're still really at 19, so we're not quite winning yet. I do need to kill that Lavamancer. Although neatly now this does give me a way to start Shrinky Dink in that, which I dig. I really needed another land. But this starts triggering at 6. That kind of has to be dead. This sucks, but I do need that to be dead. Because I'm not beating a bunch of dragons. If we land Toski and swing team, that starts to do something. That Aether Harvester is so good. This is, if you're not playing mono red, and maybe even if you are, anything that can gain life like this is super handy. Like this is brick walling everything I've got. All right, so if I Toski and swing team, what happens? They're going to gain, they're going to kill two things, probably Burgie and the Lavamancer, and then I draw 3 cards and deal about the same amount of damage. I think I would like to draw some cards. I could also consider keeping the Lavamancer back. No, this is combat damage. So it's not, that doesn't work with a Soul Scar Mage. I could consider keeping this back so I've got it activated. So they would eat 2 of my creatures, I'd draw 2 cards, and then I could potentially ping off the Leyline Tyrant. Which I kind of think I'm on board with. They're going to need to get rid of the Soul Scar Mage. I've got 1 red here, right? But like their best blocks, the way that I'm attacking is making them want to block the 1 power creatures, which means I'm getting in for more damage, which is great. And this means I get to get rid of the Aether Sphere Harvester, which is what I was worried about. So that worked out pretty good. I could see that being quite good. However, we're not going to be able to get to that because they've killed our little dude. If I fire this off, they're going to sink that in and deal all that damage to 1 thing, and I don't care at all. They don't even really have anything good to kill. They kind of need a counterspell here. Okay. That's fine. We can do that. Like, I still get to kill one of their things and draw a card. Hey, what's up, Scotty? And we've got enough fuel to have another ping, and this can go face. They have learned to value the thing with the stuff, which I like. Okay, I was going to do it another way, but this works too. They really needed to be pumping their red mana into that. They could have killed my Kenra if they wanted to. Okay, they still can. But I feel like we're doing all right here. I don't think that's good enough. Man, I can cast so many things this turn. I mean, the end result of it is they're probably going to be dead. So let's just get 2 things in play. Oh, no, I want to attack with it. Show me what you got. We didn't even need Raptor Jesus to save us. Hello, Exploded. How have you been? All right, we got a Stream Raiders battle to do and then one more round. So we have done this one before. And haste did seem to be very handy. I'll haste this group here. Doing all right. Boats and cats and boats and cats and boats and cats. I want to do another Stream Raiders thing, dungeon run too. Oh, by the by, we have signups for the first viewer draft this Friday in Discord. It's in the old Chaos Draft channel, which I have renamed the Viewer Draft channel. I'm going to try doing a Chaos Draft this Friday and see how it goes. Hopefully, we can get to the point where we're doing 2 a day. You like Cube or Strix more for best of 3? I probably would prefer Strixhaven. I have not heard Dominaria is coming back. I presume it's not coming back for best of 3, though. I also didn't love Dominaria. It was okay. But I think it mostly seemed okay because it was right after Ixalan, which was so bad. We did get Kaladesh remastered for best of 3, and that was a lot of fun. I wish they'd do Em and Ket remastered for a week in best of 3. I'd play the hell out of that. You know, if there was Ixalan in best of 3, I'd probably play it. Get that T-Rex, y'all. All right, we got there. Adam with the kills, Balster with the assists, rewards for Wee Wizard and Nexus Owlins. Cool. I like the dinosaurs. That's pretty cool. All right, we got a T-Rex to kill. And what is this little fellow? A Dino Rider? All right, we ought to be able to do that. All right, one more round. And I think I've kind of proven the point that if you want to make a competitive cube deck, you probably need to be as close to monocolor aggro as you can get. Have a good one, Reckoner. Always good to see you, my friend. I've got, and I'll share this with you after we finish this round, but I've got some big ideas for emotes coming up. And I also have about 500 direct messages from artists who want to make them. This is not a great opener, but I'm going to trust that we can draw a 1 or a 2. Because these are pretty good 3s. Okay. It's not quite what I had in mind, but it could work. It looks like a Gruul off. We drew a 2. I like that. Yeah, get buff, little dude. That Florahedron's been working out. Does Strix take too long to play? No, the Sweatsuit Invitational this week is Cube, and I don't typically play competitive Cube, which means that I need some practice, yo. Believe it or not, I knew Twitch was going to start suggesting animated emojis. And those are the ideas that I have. That's what I'll be sharing with you, is my ideas for animated emotes. What did they eat? Oh, my Kenra. Yeah, that sucks. Gotta stop somewhere and sink this mana in. How much I can do with this? X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. So I could do 4 damage. I could blow up this and that. That's pretty cool. I like that. They're going to draw a Pillar of Flame. I don't like that. Five? Yeah, we could do 5. Hey, that seems pretty good too. Let's do that. We'll do 3 here and 2 here. That's off our land. That's a pretty good turn. My plan is for it not always to be chaos drafts, and I want to get to the point where we're doing 2 a day. But yeah, we'll reread that email, and then I can talk about some of the ideas I have for it, because I think they're ones you're going to like. Sure. A 0. Confirm. And shoot you. Let's see, why not? Here, you can shoot that with your Pillar of Flame. Yeah, the dragon's pretty good. You can just bank your mana and save it. You do kind of have to set a stop for that, though. And they're really not happy. I guess I'll just keep drawing cards. It says if it would die, exile it instead, but Toski's indestructible, so he's not going to die. I mean, this is just not quite swing team, but pretty close to swing team. Certainly swing with Toski, Anax, and the dragon. So let's start with that, unless I can just kill them. So if I swing team, yeah, it doesn't make much sense to swing team. Yeah, the dragon summoning sick. Let's shoot you. Let's cycle this. And let's play that. Sold. They are not killing Anax.
I love the smell of mulch in the morning.
Smell of mulch? Dude, you're weird. But you do what you gotta do, Garrick.
Dare you to stop this?
Okay. They gained 3 life with this, right? Yeah, so they're essentially dead now.
I feel like I've let everyone down.
This makes them more dead, but I like more dead.
It's a beautiful day for chaos, isn't it?
There. Now they're very dead. Aggressive decks are best in cube if you want to win. They're not the most fun, but they will usually win the game for you. Yeah, from what I can tell, I would be somewhat interested in the active treason again. That cute swarm could get out of control and be a real problem for me. We got a bit lucky to top deck an answer for it. Chandra is an answer for it, so in this case I want to cut Obush instead. In the previous matchup we cut Chandra, but just the repeatable shock seems pretty good here. But I do want active treason, especially if we're going to try to win on the draw. I know a lot of people that really like just playing competitive cube, and I'm down with it. It's just, it'll get old to me pretty quick, because it kind of feels like I have to be drafting the most aggressive deck I can. You can almost always make it happen. You'll probably, like, what we were doing wasn't incredibly open here, so I had to slip into another color. And green seemed to open adjacent, so we grabbed a few good green cards. But this is functionally a mono red deck. Probably just go ahead and get the forests here. Well, I want to play out the Kenra next turn, which I can do. Well, that's the thing I always try to like explain before I do a cube draft is everything is viable. It is very okay for you to play whatever you want to play.
What's that? Something smells rotten. Wait, that might be me.
There are no bad cards in cube. They just don't print them. Oh, that's awful for us. That may be enough for them just to win, frankly, because once this gets going, I can't really stop it. Because I got a lot of ways to deal 2 damage, but not a lot of ways to deal more than that. So from here, any creature that I play is just going to get fought down. So I'm frankly not even sure what we can do here, right? Like if I play my own Domri, they're going to kill it. If I play my Kenra, they're going to kill it and continue growing their ooze. But I think we're probably just dead. The chariot would be okay for a minute. So I think what we may actually want to do here is cycle this, not play a creature this turn. And then try to maybe get something going with the chariot. Because at least if those creatures die, they're not feeding the scoos.
We won't answer our guilds.
And they've already used their abrade, so we've got that going for us. Now, this is an interesting opportunity to get them off a mana and deal 2 damage. Which I think I may actually dig. It's going to lead to me taking another 6 damage, but then we'll have the chariot to potentially block and stuff. Let's see. Because I'd like to start getting ticks off of this. And that probably makes them fight it, eat it. Meh. I'm not even sure that this is good.
Right on my noggin.
Well, they can't cast the Garganoth now, right? Well, now they can. I was thinking we wanted to keep him off of 6, but...
We are the many.
No, they'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shoot, the Garganoth is 5, isn't it? Never mind. It seems like it should cost 6, but it doesn't. That card's stupid. Again, with this start, I suspect our line is just to try to, again, to go on the play. But I'll still see what I can do. Shatterskull is not getting us out of this. Because I can kill that, but that's not super helpful. I've got to deal with this thing. So I guess we're going to try blocking it. Which means I may as well just have this in play. Thank you, Thangarth. Glad to be back. Vacation was great. It was good to get to spend some time with my family. And Wyoming is a beautiful state. I am critical of it sometimes, but it's a lovely place. Alright, ain't nothing they can eat. I'm torn between blocking it with the chariot or blocking it with these things. I think I'm supposed to just block it with the dang chariot. Because if they've got like a lightning strike or something, double blocking it, I think double blocking is greedy. I think not blocking with the chariot would be incredibly greedy. Ugh. Atarka's command sucks. That would have blown us out the other way too, but at least we have some blockers for next turn. And we're going to need all of them. I still don't quite know how we win this, but I'm gonna try.
Oh, I wish you could see your face when I'm beating you.
Over to chump because we die to any instant speed interaction that kills the chariot. They don't have any instant speed interaction that kills the chariot. The outcast isn't gonna live, is our problem, right, Brett? Like we can try. So I could Kinra and Domri to kill their Domri, which seems like the start to me. If I cast her first into Domri, I can't do that. Well, yeah, I could. I don't need the Kinra to do it. I just need Domri in play. So I could cast Burgi. I could then cast Domri. I could then cast the Outcast.
What a glorious day for Savannah.
I could even cast this guy if I had wanted to. I still can if I want to plus it. I could even use this to fight that. And then my problem's handled, right? Because there's no creatures in there. Yeah, we could cast the Kenra here, but I could also just like hard stabilize right now by just trading these off. Because they need to have like giant growth, which I don't think is in the cube. And I need this dead. If the use dies, we may still be able to play Magic.
We are the many.
I also need to kill them before they top deck a small burn spell, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you doing something?
I don't think there's a reason for me to be holding land, but there's probably also not a reason for me to be playing them.
Oh, have at it, boys.
There you go. Yeah, there is the 1/3 that can loot. That's fair. All right, so there you go, YouTube. If you want to play Cube competitively, my suggestion is that you pick cheap spells. My suggestion first is that you go for mono red aggro or mono white aggro if you possibly can. If you can't, or you're getting cut off from it, really try and go for cheap interaction. You want a lot of stuff to do early in the game. Because like, if you look at this card pool, there is I can't sort it by casting cost. But if you just come down here, there is no shortage of big stupid things you can do that will end a game. All of the colors have them. They have plenty of them. None of them are that much better than the others, right? Like you're probably going to win the game when you cast Lake Claim, Gear Hulk, Epiphany, Typhoon, or move into black and look at the expensive stuff. You're probably going to win when you cast Gear Hulk, Massacre Worm, like Sheoldred, any of this stuff. You're probably just going to win the game when you cast it. So you don't really need to be first picking those. What you really need to be first picking is ways to block and interact with crap. So if I can get Fatal Push, if I can get Acquisitions Expert, because that can potentially block something and take something out of their hand. Heck, even Chainer's Edict is fine so that I can like interact with these aggressive decks. I just want to be able to play stuff. You can also end up in decks that aren't even particularly aggressive, but you've ended up drafting a couple of 1-drops and a couple of 2s just to beat the aggressive decks. All of a sudden, you're the aggressor. So like, I would encourage you, if you want to play competitively, to value the cheap spells and then pick up whatever win the game cards show up eventually. But either way, YouTubers, thank you for tuning in. You should watch the stream live. It's at www.twitch.tv/Semulin. And tune in. This will be going live after the sweatsuit has happened. If you were already watching the stream, you could watch me compete in the sweatsuit invitational. every week and be signing up for viewer drafts. You should come watch the stream. It's good. See you next time, YouTube.